236 BHS Coachmen Freedom Express lightweight trailer here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. I've always liked this model because it's small and has a great bunk layout while still having a nice living room. But before we get too far to the interior portion of this, I want to point out that this has the largest front pass-through storage in its class. It's about the size of a 3/4 ton pickup truck bed. That little white thing that you see right there, that is a resin top table made for indoor-outdoor use. And that is part of the 50th anniversary package equipped on this specific trailer. Now I point out this specific trailer because we have a lot of these come through during the season, and I believe that partially through the 2015 camping year, that package will be phased out. So this trailer may include a few items that the actual one you're purchasing might not have. The reason I want to point that out is because, you know, I try to make the pictures always line up with what you're taking home. I always take the time to list in our description of our listing the exact options and upgrades equipped on your specific trailer, but you know, it may not be exactly like shown here. This is kind of just to show you how it's laid out and for informational purposes. It's also a good time to show you things the picture cannot, and I don't know how well this is translating to video, but if you hear that, Coachmen slides have a very rough texture on the side walls of the slide. The reason they do that is this rough texture ensures that your wipe seal is gripped and fully pushed in or out to match the trailer, so that you always have a good seal on that slide. If you've ever seen a trailer where the slide is like half folded in, half folded out, that means it's not sealed, and that means rain can get in there. Now, Coachmen also laminates with a material called Asdel, which unfortunately is something I can't really show you here just in this video tour, but it's the layer that goes directly under the fiberglass. The advantage there is that Asdel is it weighs about half as much as plywood, which is what's normally used, and it's a composite resin. It's not wood. It can't rot, it can't mold, mildew, it can't do any of that. Now you also have full aluminum cage construction under here, keeping your structure strong as well as your weight down. The only place I can kind of show you the Asdel is that little white strip right there, and while that's rather unremarkable to look at, it accomplishes the goal of showing you where it's at. Now as you walk in, right away you'll notice this does have the spinner design television system, so one TV can service the entire coach. Another neat thing here is you notice that with that you also have a pair of sliding pocket doors to give mom and dad some privacy up front. Now, Coachmen uses evergreen bedding, and it's antimicrobial, meaning it actively works against odors and things like that. So if you're a person who maybe sweats a little when they sleep, your mattress isn't going to smell after a while. Now, in a lot of lightweight trailers, they're not giving you upper cabinets here above the bed. They're just giving you a flimsy little shelf. Coachmen continues to go, you know, the whole way. They don't like to cut those corners. Also, it's a small thing, but notice the color of this wall. It's a nice little accent colored wall right here. It just helps make this feel a little bit deeper, a little bit more comfortable. Now, this does have central air and heat. It is also larger than most ultralights. Most lightweight trailers are 78 inches tall inside. From your floor to that ceiling panel, this will measure 81 inches tall. That extra 3 inches doesn't sound like much. It's a very big deal. When you're standing in the shower, if you're even moderately tall, you're really going to appreciate that. It also means more headroom in your bunk space, more space for cabinets, and bigger window spaces. Speaking of windows, notice that the windows in the sides of your slide out in Coachmen's will open for cross ventilation. That's a very nice thing. This color scheme that we're looking at here is called Cobblestone, and again, keep in mind that the trailer that we actually have in stock may vary from this fabric scheme, and I do always try to take up-to-date pictures for that and you know, tell you what color scheme is on the trailer you're taking home. Now, a neat thing here on a Coachmen, this is standard, this is not an upgrade you have to pay an arm and a leg for, is their countertops on their dinette tables, in their bathrooms, in their kitchens. There are sealed edges. Now, the advantage here is that if you're, let's say that you have a drink up here and the kids bump the table just hard enough, or someone jumps up and down in the camper and the camper rocks a little bit and your drink spills over. The water can't seep into that seam and swell and create a soft spot. Notice too, you have easy access doors to your bench storage, and if you look back here, you even have these handy little slider panel doors to get to the rear storage area, so that you don't necessarily have to disassemble half the dinette just to get to it. Now this is a small thing, but I love it, and for me it makes this camper, is that we have this nice little viewing window right here in your bunk space. Now the curtains up here will still cover that, it'll still have privacy, but during the day you get to see more negative space. The light from that lower window gets to seep through into the trailer, and the entire camper feels more open, more light, more air. And that's one of those things that even though this is a smaller 23-foot trailer, you're not going to feel like you're suffocating and stepping on top of one another in here. The fact that this has a full depth, true deep slide is another very handy feature to help combat that claustrophobia feeling. Now notice your drawers here are full extension, and they are made with plywood boxes. In case you're wondering, this is probably something like your toilet paper holder. Customers have reported for years that manufacturers like to hang those in the wrong spots. Everyone seems to think they're wrong no matter what. So a lot of manufacturers ship them loose now and let you put them where you like. Now the little under sink drawer here, this is the best use of space under a sink I've ever seen in a camper. It wraps around the sink up here, and it allows, it's perfectly segmented for things like forks and knives and whatnot, but you also have handy side pockets for, lighters to get a campfire going. There's an easy space under there. You see how easy it is to pull this little resin insert out and clean that as well. Next to the refrigerator, we do have a pretty good sized pantry, and that is exceptionally deep. It is as deep as the fridge, and you can fit yourselves a lot of boxes of mac and cheese in there. That's one of those things, again, a lot of lightweight trailers like to sacrifice. Other things you don't generally get in a lightweight trailer, one is a shower wall backer. If you don't have something like that, you take a shower, the water that sprays off your body can hit your shower walls and actually cause water damage to your paneling. And most people aren't very adamant about drying down the walls when they're done showering. They just don't think about it. You also don't usually get a skylight and a power roof vent fan in a lightweight trailer's bathroom. You typically only get one or the other. Extra counter space and storage space in a bathroom like this is also something that is good in any trailer, no matter what type of trailer it is. Flipping us around here, just a good look from basically the bunk and bath space looking forward. We've covered most of the high points so far, so if there's anything else I haven't answered for you here, if you'd like to come see one in person, if you'd like more information, do not hesitate to call 800-256-5196. And oh, holy cow, one more thing. Your stereo and DVD system here is also, you see a little blue icon, that's Bluetooth enabled. So if you have any kind of smart device, you can wirelessly sync it to your stereo, play the music you enjoy right off your phone, even, like streaming music like Pandora or say iTunes Radio or whatever you prefer. You never have to, be without your favorite entertainment, essentially. Give us a call. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you watching. Happy camping.